Welcome to CBR. While Chris Hemsworth has been the MCU's Thor for over a decade, the multiverse opens new possibilities, including other variations of Thor. Here are 3 of our picks for who could play another Thor in the MCU.
I am Thor, goddess of thunder.
From Green Lantern to Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds has already played other superheroes, but he could be cast as an alternate universe version of Thor. An option could be a version of Deadpool imbued with Thor's powers to wield even more chaos in the multiverse. Both Reynolds and Hemsworth's excellent comedic timing would make any meetup between the two versions a blast for the audience. George Clooney has played a superhero before in Batman and Robin in 1997, a movie that is infamous amongst fans. If not involving multiversal shenanigans, then a film with an older version of Thor also could take place in the MCU's far distant future, since gods age far more slowly than mortals do. In Marvel Comics, Kid Loki, a younger version of Loki, has made multiple appearances and even was part of the Young Avengers roster. The MCU could also have a kid version of Thor or a series exploring Thor and Loki's younger years. If so, then Walker Scobell could be an excellent choice to play a younger Thor. He's already played the son of a god in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, so becoming a younger version of the Norse god of thunder could be in his wheelhouse. Greetings, and thanks for joining us here at CBR. The Hulk has been out of commission in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a while, so we're left to ask, what happens to the Hulk in the MCU going forward? And more importantly, who else could take on the role? To date, several actors have portrayed the Incredible Hulk on screen. From Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno in the Incredible Hulk TV series to Mark Ruffalo as the MCU's main Hulk, each of these actors has placed their own spin upon the character. Ruffalo in particular has been the face of the Hulk for over a decade. Ruffalo's last appearance was in 2022's Disney Plus series She-Hulk Attorney at Law as a side character. 2 years after the She-Hulk series finale, no new announcements have been made regarding everyone's favorite green hero. With the multiverse saga coming to a close, there's still an opportunity to bring the Hulk or possibly multiple versions of Hulk back into the mix. He may not be a central character going forward, but it would be a disservice to not just the character, but the fans, if he should simply fade off into obscurity. In the upcoming Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, Doctor Doom's plan for the multiverse will likely take its inspiration from the numerous comics that deal with Doom's dislike of incursions, which have been a crucial, sometimes ignored part of the MCU over the past several years. It's a theory, but a working one at that Doom will strive to condense several multiversal strands into one. Whether he's pruning the universes like the TVA attempts in Deadpool and Wolverine, or taking the best of all possible worlds and creating a collage-like planet where he reigns remains to be seen. If Doom does pull from the multiverse, then there's no reason why Edward Norton and Eric Bana couldn't reappear within the MCU, at least to show that these films aren't written off completely just for the sake of moving forward. In a similar fashion to Spider-Man, No Way Home, or Deadpool and Wolverine, enveloping Edward Norton and Eric Bana to the MCU once more could give a strong homage to the MCU's original roots. But why should we stop at just a couple of past Hulks? There are plenty of viable performers who can bring new dimensions to the role now that Ruffalo's Bruce Banner has unceremoniously moved from center stage to the background. The most notable performer who has already hulked out unofficially is James McAvoy, who delivered a stellar performance, or performances, in M. Night Shyamalan's Split and its follow-up Glass. Turning into the Beast sees McAvoy doing his best Berserker mode Hulk without actually going fully green. McAvoy is immensely talented and able to switch personae on a dime, which lends itself all the better to the radical transformation, beyond going green, that Dr. Banner experiences. Another contender could be Eddie Redmayne, seen in the Fantastic Beasts series, along with the recently released and well-received Peacock series, The Day of the Jackal. Redmayne is a phenomenal performer who can convincingly play a befuddled professor and later reveal himself to actually be a complex, calculating killer. Redmayne could bring a more Bixby-like version of Hulk to the screen, being a true, unapologetically nerdy version of Dr. Bruce Banner, only to later become the Hulk and also bring menace and intimidation to the Hulk's strength. Gosling's charm is no secret weapon. Everybody knows it and is well aware of the actor's abilities. What is also true is that Gosling is a versatile performer who can go toe-to-toe with the great action stars. See, for example, 2024's The Fall Guy. Gosling is funny, charming of course, and also really good at kicking ass. It would be great to see a version of the Hulk on screen who is a little more cartoonish, a little less uptight when he's Bruce. Still, Gosling could also bring the emotional depth that a figure like the Hulk needs, in whatever form he ends up taking. Motion capture technology allows for a lot of people to deliver performances that are physical, but ultimately have little to do with the high-flying fight sequences that fans see on the big screen. Josh Brolin's performance as Thanos is excellent, for sure, but there's little correlation beyond facial expressions that audiences see in those big battles that define the villain's appearance in the MCU. What is crucial, and almost forgotten at this point, is that actors lose themselves to their roles and truly adopt the mannerisms of the characters they're playing. After playing Gollum in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings franchise, Andy Serkis has become the go-to guy for serious motion capture performances.
My pocket.
3 guesses. It must give us 3 wishes.
From Supreme Leader Snoke in the Star Wars franchise to Caesar in the Planet of the Apes reboot franchise, he has brought many iconic characters to life, imbuing them with far more emotion and humanity than many people believe that CGI was capable of. Someone like Andy Serkis, who previously played Ulysses Klaue, aka Claw, in the MCU, could really make the most out of a Hulk who goes beyond being big, brawny, and short-tempered. Serkis could bring a missing physicality to the role of Hulk, not to mention the fact that an older Bruce Banner could be a boon for audiences who are used to their favorite roles being taken by youngsters. With Venom: The Last Dance having come and gone to little fanfare, it seems that Tom Hardy's schedule is open. The well-revered actor is known for risk-taking and sometimes ludicrous voice acting, but he's got the range and the physicality to bring a sense of menace that's been lacking from the Hulk since Iron Man tamed him a decade ago. Tom Hardy could convincingly play Dr. Bruce Banner, albeit a beefy one, and then segue into the Hulk, who's not just going to jump around and smash things, but walk with a real sense of menace. The MCU, for all of its ecstatic high points, sometimes loses the gravitas that performers like Tom Hardy could bring to the role.
I'm kidding. I know, it's crazy. I'm wearing shirts now.
Yeah.
To bring Hulk back, the MCU needs Ruffalo to play a significant part in the upcoming Avengers 2-part finale to the multiverse saga, Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. What this also means is that the multiverse, expanding and collapsing simultaneously, can provide fans with more Hulks than we know what to do with. As was the case with Spider-Man No Way Home, it turns out that it's relatively simple, besides licensing and contracts, to bring several Spider-Men together in one room. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield each had their distinct time in the spotlight wearing the websuit, but their return in No Way Home was rightfully considered one of the best decisions the MCU made in recent years. With Maguire, Garfield, and current MCU Spider-Man Tom Holland all in the same room was not just a great spectacle, but an emotionally rewarding decision that gave some closure to 3 separate Spider-Man stories.
Hey, what are like some of the craziest villains that you guys have fought?
Seems you've met some of them.
The MCU could do something similar with Bruce Banner. Imagine the MCU's Hulk leading an army of Hulks in a grand battle on Battleworld in Avengers Secret Wars, ready to smash all of their opposition and save the day. Meeting alternate versions of himself could also help Bruce heal from some of his trauma from becoming the Hulk and balancing the public's view of him as a hero and a monster.
Puny God.
Let us know who you think could take on the role of the big bad Hulk in the ongoing MCU. Do you think Ruffalo will receive a fitting send-off, or will he reappear and become crucial once again in the franchise? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Welcome to CBR. With Avengers, Doomsday, and Avengers Secret Wars both set to completely overhaul the MCU, fans have been speculating if the Avengers will be recast for the new universe. Today at CBR, we're exploring the possibility of how the Avengers could be recast.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that away, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
The Avengers are the backbone of the MCU, plain and simple. Today, the fate of the MCU is unclear. With several years of false leads, cameos, and teasers that have failed to launch, the MCU is now facing the biggest reset button: Secret Wars. This could be the biggest and most exciting moment in MCU history, with an all-new cast of actors and actresses coming to bring fresh life to Marvel's most beloved heroes and villains. If the MCU were to relaunch the Avengers, these are the faces that need to step into the fray.
Lab's all set up, boss.
Oh, actually, he's the boss. I just pay for everything and design everything.
As Iron Man has been and will always be the focal point of the MCU, choosing the perfect actor to keep the role going is no small feat. Blending roguish good looks, impeccable style, and a biting sense of humor is what it takes to make Tony Stark come to life, and that's exactly what Chris Pine can do with flying colors. He's handsome and with incredible range can bring a brand new take on the Armored Avenger.
I want one.
No.
Pepper Potts has been in the MCU since the very first Iron Man film, and she's proven herself to be the glue that holds Iron Man together. And when the chips are down, she had no hesitation suiting up and taking on the forces of Thanos herself. Such a blend of personality, capability, and range would be a perfect fit for Emma Stone. She has the no-nonsense attitude down pat, and she would cut a stellar image soaring off in the rescue armor.
Tony, listen to me. Thor's gone.
While it might seem strange to cast someone so ruggedly handsome and fit to be the typically smaller Dr. Bruce Banner, the gamma-infused devil is in the details. Charlie Hunnam is handsome, sure, and despite having made a name for himself in Sons of Anarchy, he cleans up wonderfully well. Selling the character of Bruce Banner should come naturally to him, and he should be able to bring the Hulk's many facets to life as well.
Let me go.
Please no.
It's
Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, has made a name for herself as the MCU's deadliest femme fatale. Who else but the runner-up to the vaunted Black Widow title herself, Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh. Proving herself to be the perfect choice for the MCU's next Black Widow, Florence Pugh is a no-brainer to keep the tradition of Black Widow's super spy adventures going.
New girl, everybody in this room is about that superhero life.
James Rhodes, aka War Machine, has always been the support that has kept both Tony Stark and Stark Industries afloat during their hardest years in both the comics and in the MCU. A seasoned action veteran himself, War Machine needs only the best to bring him to life, and the best goes by the name of Tyrese Gibson. The Fast and Furious vet is no stranger to explosive action, which makes him the obvious choice to be the next War Machine. Thor, mighty god of thunder, needs no introductions in the Marvel Universe. If the ultimate Norse god needs a new face to keep his hammer arm strong, then look no further than Alexander Skarsgård. Having proved how ferocious a warrior he can become in the Northman, Alexander Skarsgård already has everything the next Thor would need. Godlike looks, a physique to match, and experience as a Norse warrior.
You're a monster.
Oh no. You brought the monster.
The Asgardian god of mischief has had many different forms and guises over the years, but perhaps none were as comic accurate as Richard E. Grant's performance in Loki. Richard E. Grant was beat for beat, pound for pound, the most comic accurate version of Loki to date. He may not be the young version of Loki fans have come to know today, but Richard E. Grant brought glorious purpose to the trickster god like no other.
They can't bank with a damn. find a tight corner.
Hawkeye may not be as brilliant as Iron Man, and he may not be as strong as Captain America, but that doesn't mean the world's greatest archer isn't a staple in the Avengers. A strong bow arm needs a strong actor to take up the mantle, and Zac Efron is exactly who is needed for such a role. He's funny and he has the strength to match. Give him a pair of shades and a purple vest and he's ready to go.
I can do this all day.
Once upon a time, before Chris Evans brought the legendary role of Captain America to life, there was a brief moment when Garrett Hedlund was among the list of possible actors for the role. While he was passed over for Chris Evans, Garrett Hedlund would still make for an amazing Captain America. He has the looks, he has the acting experience, and he has the intensity to bring the first Avenger to life. A new Captain America is a role that should never be botched, and Garrett Hedlund is a perfect choice to raise that vibranium shield.
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Time and time and time again, Falcon has proven himself not only to be one of the best partners Captain America has ever had, but also one of the most fearless and selfless heroes on Earth. Such charisma, bravery, and loyalty have to be brought to life by someone who possesses those same qualities, and Donald Glover is the answer. Donald Glover has proven himself to be one of the most versatile performers and entertainers today, which makes him the best pick to be the next Falcon.
Thank you, Spider-Man!
Ant-Man may have the silliest name of any Avengers hero, but that doesn't mean he needs to be taken lightly. Beneath his boundless sense of humor is a hero that never backs down from fighting the good fight, even if it's against Thanos or the forces of Kang deep in the quantum realm. Justin Chanwin has experience with high-flying action, and while Dragon Ball Evolution may have most certainly been a movie, he has exactly what it takes to bring Ant-Man to life with humor and charisma. If Goku can't be Ant-Man, who can? The Wasp is spunky funny, but absolutely no slouch when it comes to putting the bad guys down. She's equal parts style and skill. Of all the actresses available to bring the Wasp to life, Emma Roberts is the easiest pick. Intelligence and grace, courage and attitude. Emma Roberts can bring all that and more to the table for the Wasp.
This never gets old.
Black Panther was brought to life by the timeless Chadwick Boseman in a role that has come to define the character on and off the big screen. Boseman's tragic death has brought a sense of reverence to the role of Black Panther, and only the best and brightest should be considered to bear the mantle. Lakeith Stanfield is one such person worthy of bringing the King of Wakanda back to the MCU. Black Panther demands intensity, but humanity. He needs charisma, but fierceness as well. Lakeith Stanfield can take all that on with flying colors.
I don't like that name.
Few characters in the Marvel Universe have had histories quite like Carol Danvers, which means bringing the character to life is significantly harder than it would seem. Saoirse Ronan has the experience and the talent to bring everything needed for Carol Danvers to life, and then some. A stalwart sense of justice, a drive to help those in need, and the fire to stand up to the biggest of threats. These are the things that define Carol Danvers, and they are exactly what Saoirse Ronan can bring to life.
I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not going anywhere. I want to speak to the American Embassy right now.
Black Widow, deadly as she is beautiful, is a classic Marvel hero that was represented wonderfully in the MCU. But what would it have been like if she had never sacrificed herself in Avengers Endgame? Today at CBR, we're exploring who could become the next Black Widow.
Hey, come on.
What? I saw it move.
While best known for bringing DC Comics' Harley Quinn to life, Margot Robbie would make a spectacular Black Widow. Margot Robbie has proven quite definitively that she has an expert level of range in her performances. Her work as both Harley Quinn and Barbie is proof of this. So watching her slip into the role of Marvel's ultimate super spy would be incredibly easy. It might be a bit of a shock for fans to dissociate her from her DC work, but given enough of a chance, Margot Robbie could work wonders in the MCU.
Disgusting. Everyone in there has a mustache.
You're totally jello. You're lime green jello, and you can't even admit it to yourself.
Megan Fox has proven herself to be a capable and versatile actress that has starred in some of the biggest action movies of the past 20 years, with both Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to her name. Megan Fox also has comic book action to her name as well, with 2010's Jonah Hex. Bringing Megan Fox into the MCU as Black Widow would be a great move, as she has the action experience, she has the look, and she has the attitude. Seeing her throw down alongside other Marvel superheroes would be awesome.
Lions and tigers and bears on my red Lockheed.
Anya Taylor-Joy is no stranger to comic book action. 2020's The New Mutants put Anya directly into the action as Ilyana Rasputin, aka Magic, and proved that she can dish out superb comic book style action. Anya's range as an actress is further proof that she would make for an amazing Black Widow. Watch her performances in The Queen's Gambit, The New Mutants, and The Menu and try and argue otherwise.
Hi.
Of all the possible actresses that could step up and take on the name of Black Widow, few are as immediately worthy as Florence Pugh is. As Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh is not only already in the MCU proper, but is also the literal runner-up to the vaunted title of Black Widow itself. It would make perfect sense for Florence Pugh to adopt the title of Black Widow in the MCU, even if she is already cast as another character. Just like in the comics, Yelena Belova and Natasha Romanoff have enjoyed a long and tumultuous relationship with one another. Who do you think would make for a great Black Widow after Scarlett Johansson? Do you think there should even be a new Black Widow? Comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching CBR.
You got it.
Yeah, great. Got it? That's great. Well, Brando is kind of an innovator. Genius. Yeah.
Welcome to CBR. The multiverse may introduce a new variant of Wolverine, played by another actor, relieving Hugh Jackman of a decades-long role. But who could Marvel cast as a new Wolverine?
You really want to kill your mom, Monty?
Known for his scene-stealing performance as Hangman in Top Gun Maverick, Glenn Powell is an excellent candidate and popular fan pick for Wolverine. He combines rugged charm with an intensity that would serve the character well. Powell has already proven his ability to play cocky yet complex characters, making him a great fit for Logan's duality as a hardened loner with a hidden heart of gold. Powell's charisma could also lend itself to a less grizzled Wolverine, perhaps one still wrestling with his identity before joining the X-Men. Powell's mix of charm and grit could make this iteration of Wolverine contrast with Hugh Jackman's, carving his own space in the MCU. Taron Egerton, best known for his roles in Kingsman and Rocketman, is one of the most fan-supported choices to play Wolverine next. The actor has even hinted at his interest in joining the MCU, adding fuel to the fire of speculation. He can balance raw emotion and physicality, which are essential for Wolverine, a character defined by his trauma, anger, and ultimately, redemption. His portrayal of Elton John in Rocketman showcased his ability to bring vulnerability to the forefront without losing his edge. Most importantly, he's proven he can handle action-heavy roles and has the toughness to embody Logan's feral side.
Hi, I'm Dacre, and I'm going for the role of
Billy Hargrove in Stranger Things is a rising star who could bring a fresh look to Wolverine. His portrayal of Billy demonstrated his ability to play characters who are both charismatic and deeply troubled, a balance that's crucial for Logan. At 30, Montgomery is young enough to stick with the MCU for the long haul, making him a smart investment for Marvel Studios if they plan on retelling the early days of Wolverine. And he has the rugged good looks and muscular build necessary to embody Logan.
He's the last person you want to piss off. He was the one you want on your team, but there's a cost to that.
Who would you like to see playing Wolverine next? Tell us in the comments. Hey, and welcome to CBR. Former Iron Man Tony Stark is rejoining the MCU to play Victor Von Doom, one of the greatest comic book villains of all time. This isn't the first time that actors have played more than one role in superhero films, as we're left wondering who else could play a character as iconic as Dr. Doom.
Typical of Victor Von Doom to build a 30-foot statue of himself.
Chris Evans previously portrayed Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, long before taking on the role of Captain America. If anyone familiar, outside of the proper MCU mainline, could take on Dr. Doom, it's Hugh Jackman, who has already wrapped up his official duties as part of Fox's X-Men franchise, with the bonus storyline in Deadpool and Wolverine, with an Emmy, a Grammy, 2 Tony Awards and nominations for Academy and BAFTA Awards, Jackman is a tried and true performer who already knows how to handle comic book roles with the same dedication that he applies in every other aspect of his career.
I know you, bub.
While the multiverse saga is still plowing ahead, there's ample time to introduce not just Doctor Doom, but variations as well. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool already encountered innumerable variations in Deadpool and Wolverine, but one variation we've yet to see on screen is Death Wish, the Deadpool who isn't actually Wade Wilson, but Victor Von Doom. With Doomsday and Secret Wars on the way, it would be fascinating to see the Doom variations who chose other career paths, namely becoming best buddies with the Merc with a Mouth. One beloved actor we've yet to see in the MCU is Keanu Reeves, whose career has seen him facing off against evil AI, time traveling in a phone booth in a series of bizarre adventures, and getting bloody, efficient revenge for the death of his dog. Reeves has aged into a man whose graven disposition lends weight to his performances. You can really tell the difference in his modern-day whoa. Do you agree with our choices? Let us know who your dream Doctor Doom casting would be in the comments below.
What the hell is that?
Welcome to CBR. It's happening. Loki was recasted. We're joking, but imagine a world where he was. Who could step up to fit the iconic role of Tom Hiddleston? While Jim Carrey is most known for his comedic performances in films like the Ace Ventura series and Dumb and Dumber, he also has shown his ability to tackle more serious characters in films like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, thus showing that he has the range to play the god of mischief. A Loki played by Jim Carrey could be an older version of the character, both with more wisdom and more irreverence as he has watched millennia go by. Carrey could show the ultimate end result of Loki's redemption, or he could show how redemption can be fluid for immortal beings. Throughout Stranger Things and his various other roles, Finn Wolfhard has the range to play another Loki variant. In the comics, Loki was reborn as Kid Loki because he made a deal with Hela. Kid Loki even served on the Young Avengers team in Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey's run. Finn Wolfhard's Kid Loki could play a similar role as a reborn version of the MCU's original Loki. He could reunite with Thor once more and go on adventures with Thor and Love throughout the galaxy. The MCU also has been gearing up for an eventual Young Avengers project, and Wolfhard's Kid Loki could be an important member of that team.
I'm a trickster. Yes, so mischievous.
While Elijah Wood is best known for playing Frodo in the Lord of the Rings franchise, his varied filmography shows that he could also tackle the god of mischief. While films like Happy Feet and TV miniseries like Over the Garden Wall show the more wholesome side of Elijah Wood, he also could take Loki in a darker direction, as seen in his roles in Sin City and Maniac. Elijah Wood's Loki could be a mixture of the two, first appearing to be friendly and comedic, but then showing a more sinister side as the story goes on. He could be a formidable opponent to Tom Hiddleston's Loki or any other hero that he comes across.
Now it is time for me to pass on to the spirit realm.
Waffles with maple syrup and whipped cream on top.
Oi! Welcome to CBR. The recent release of a trailer for What If? Season 3 has fans discussing the possibility of a new character replacing Thor in the MCU. Today, let's understand if Thor could really be replaced. Among the alternate realities in What If, one standout plotline for the upcoming season teases Storm, one of the most iconic X-Men characters, as the new goddess of thunder. Storm. In the comics, Aurora Monroe is a mutant with powers to manipulate the weather and a descendant from a lineage of voodoo priestesses. The scene of her wielding Mjolnir and manipulating thunder sparked questions. Could Marvel be preparing to pass the mantle of Thor to Storm in the MCU? And that is certainly possible for a few reasons. Thor, the god of thunder, played by Chris Hemsworth, son of Odin and Frigga.
Who are you?
Chris Hemsworth has been synonymous with Thor since the God of Thunder's first MCU appearance in 2011. Over 13 years to date, Hemsworth has portrayed the Asgardian prince across 4 solo films and numerous crossovers, including being one of the Avengers. Thor, 2011, Thor's MCU debut, where he is cast out of Asgard and earned Mjolnir once more. The Dark World, 2013, Thor battles the Dark Elves, gains a deeper understanding of his powers. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, Odin dies, Asgard falls to Hela, and Thor leads the Asgardians to Earth after Hela's defeat. Thor, Love and Thunder, 2022. Thor faces Gore the God Butcher alongside Valkyrie and Jane Foster's Thor. In interviews promoting Thor, Love and Thunder, Hemsworth commented he is open to both continuing on or stepping away from the franchise. The last time audiences saw Thor, he had undergone significant change. He rediscovered his sense of purpose after excruciating losses, including the death of Jane Foster.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love and Thunder ended with Thor adopting Gore's daughter, Love. Unlike Steve Rogers or Tony Stark, Thor's arc hasn't reached any closure yet. The next projects of the multiverse saga could do just that. And the idea of Storm becoming the goddess of thunder once Thor retires fits seamlessly into the MCU's evolving narrative. Storm is not only one of the most powerful mutants in Marvel Comics, but she has wielded Mjolnir in alternate timelines, proving herself worthy. By the end of the multiverse saga, Thor can decide to retire and solely dedicate himself to being a good parent to Love. As Marvel transitions into focusing on mutants at large, Storm's ascension to wielding Mjolnir could serve as a symbolic passing of the torch. Storm's rise as the new goddess of thunder wouldn't just be a creative narrative decision, it would also align with the MCU's broader theme of legacy, much like how Sam Wilson stepped into the role of Captain America as per Steve Rogers' wishes. Passing on Thor's mantle would reflect the franchise's ongoing trend of exploring new perspectives to old roles.
Mjolnir. You're back.
Hemsworth should remain in the MCU until Thor's arc is finished, but Storm stepping into the spotlight still in the multiverse saga, in other words, until 2027, can pave the way for a seamless transition into the age of mutants. The idea remains speculative for now, and it might be nothing more than an episode of What If. However, the animated series does help Marvel to explore bold ideas and test the waters for future storylines. With the X-Men's arrival imminent and Thor's long run so far, Storm becoming the goddess of thunder feels not just possible, but logical. Do you believe Storm would make a good goddess of thunder? Could she be as good as Thor? Let's discuss in the comments. Have you ever wondered who would make a great Wolverine? Hugh Jackman will likely leave the role of Wolverine behind after Deadpool 3, leaving the part available for one of these actors to take over. So, who could be next? Today on CBR, we take a closer look at some top contenders. Let's dive in.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Alarms, stuff.
Daniel Radcliffe. Yes, you heard that right. The actor who played Harry Potter has been a popular fan choice for the next Wolverine. Recently, he has been seen in much better shape in the series Miracle Workers, fueling speculation about his potential involvement in the MCU. However, Radcliffe assured fans that he didn't start these rumors. Yes, I've gotten stronger because I'm obsessive and because I want to. You've seen my parents. They're fitness fanatics. So I inherited that. But no, it's not for Wolverine. I'm flattered, but no, Radcliffe confirmed. Back in 2022, during an interview with comicbook.com, the actor even offered himself to Marvel for the role. A lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, I heard the Wolverine news, that's awesome." No, I don't know anything about it. I appreciate that some people are saying, Wolverine is actually short in the comics, so a short guy should play it, he joked.
You owe me $200.
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's versatility and experience in physically demanding roles make him a strong choice to play Wolverine. His rugged, brooding energy and ability to bring emotional depth to his characters could offer a fresh take on the legendary mutant. Hardy has already proven his talent in intense roles, from Mad Max Fury Road to Venom, showcasing his ability to portray complex, conflicted characters. His physicality and raw screen presence align perfectly with Wolverine's brutal nature.
Or I'll step off this throne.
Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam has also been a fan favorite choice for Wolverine for years, thanks to his amazing performances in Sons of Anarchy and King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. If Marvel wants to introduce a more mature and seasoned Wolverine, Hunnam could be the perfect fit. He has the physicality, the acting chops, and the gritty energy needed to bring the character to life. While he may not be as high profile as some other names in the mix, his talent and dedication could make him a surprising yet inspired choice to take over once Hugh Jackman officially steps away.
Everybody knows me. I'm the Wolverine.
With so many talented actors in the mix, the excitement continues to grow. Whoever steps into the role will have big shoes to fill. Who do you think could be the next Wolverine? Tell us in the comments. Welcome to CBR. What happens when you combine Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds' desire to make a boy band movie, and the MCU's Eternals? Today on CBR, we're discussing our plot theory on how Harry Styles could be cast as a Deadpool variant and possibly tie up some MCU loose threads in the process.
The Royal Prince of Titan, brother of Thanos.
Harry Styles is most known for his music, both with One Direction and as a solo artist. However, he also does have some acting credits to his name, from Don't Worry Darling to, most importantly for this plot theory, the MCU's Eternals. While his role was brief, in the film's mid-credits scene, Styles played Eros, also known as Star Fox. He is an Eternal and the brother to Thanos who had key information for the remaining Eternals that could help them find their captured compatriots. While a sequel to Eternals was originally planned, Kevin Feige has confirmed that there are no plans for an Eternals 2 currently for the MCU. So where does this leave the Eternals characters and Harry Styles' MCU career? Are they destined for the void?
I want you to get him on the phone and you tell him, her, or them that Marvel H. Christ isn't playing.
Enter Deadpool. The Merc with a Mouth has already helped resurrect and give a proper send-off to other Marvel projects in Deadpool and Wolverine, which played like a love song to the 20th Century Fox Marvel franchise. Due to Deadpool and Wolverine's rousing success, there are already talks of a sequel film, which could be the perfect place to wrap up or restart some of the MCU multiverse saga's loose ends, such as Eternals. The project could begin with Deadpool trying to convince Wolverine to try his hand at a musical band. This catalyst would be a meta-commentary on Ryan Reynolds' current attempts to make a movie boy band about aging pop stars, and his attempts to convince Hugh Jackman to join the cast. Their conversations also could have added commentary on Hugh Jackman's illustrious theater career and the multiple rumors that Taylor Swift would play Dazzler, a pop star mutant in Deadpool and Wolverine. While Deadpool himself is not currently a pop star, the many versions of himself he encountered at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine could inspire him to seek out a variant of himself who achieved pop star success.
Stay close. Aye, Captain. You got this.
In a montage similar to Deadpool's hunt for a Wolverine to replace his universe's Logan to act as the anchor being in Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool could meet more versions of himself, dragging an annoyed Wolverine along for the ride. This section could feature various cameos until they finally land upon a variant played by Harry Styles, possibly referred to as Stylespool, similar to Henry Cavill's Wolverine being referred to as Cavill Rhine. Harry Styles' brief appearance as Eros has already shown that he can handle a more comedic role.
I'm Eros. This is Pip. And you are as beautiful as legends say.
Which would be necessary for anyone playing a variation of Deadpool. He also has the charisma to pull off Deadpool's irreverence. Stylespool still likely has Deadpool's trademark personality and fourth wall breaking abilities, but he has embraced the world of pop stardom. Like Deadpool, he too wears the mask, but most of his fans assume the mask is a part of his persona, similar to Orville Peck's elaborate masks when he performs. Also importantly, Deadpool could discover that Stylespool's universe's Vanessa, played by Selena Gomez, is actually the superhero copycat in this universe, foreshadowing Vanessa's possible powers in the future. However, there is a problem. Stylespool is abducted from his world shortly after Deadpool arrives because he has been mistaken for Eros, the Eternal, due to their resemblance, lampshading Harry Styles playing both roles. Deadpool then discovers that Eros and his faithful sidekick Pip have been on the run throughout the multiverse. Either they could be running from Arishem, who is angry at their betrayal, or they could be running to avoid the Void, where the Eternals plotline seems destined to stagnate.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's not good.
Deadpool and Wolverine could then team up with Eros, Pip, and possibly the Free Eternals Thena, Makari, and Druig to rescue Stylespool. While their partnership would be wary at first, Logan might actually start to bond with the Eternals, especially Thena, since they are both still haunted by the weight of their pasts. Druig also could remind Logan of Charles Xavier, since they both have telepathic powers. Meanwhile, Deadpool and Stylespool could be fighting for control of the narrative since they both have fourth wall powers, and they both see themselves as the star of the movie. This meta fight for control could lead to some clever scene changes between Stylespool's time in captivity and Deadpool's team's attempts to rescue him. Through multiversal shenanigans, the team do eventually manage to free Stylespool and, by returning the Eternals to the MCU forefront, free them from the threat of the Void and pave the way for the Eternals 2 and their actual confrontation with Arishem. However, this victory does not go fully as Deadpool hoped. Upon his rescue, Stylespool decides to return to his world and give up his pop career. Instead, Stylespool wants to become a galactic adventurer, with his world's Peter serving as his trusty sidekick in a similar role to Eros's Pip. After all, Deadpool and Wolverine did confirm that every universe's Deadpool had a Peter, beloved by them all. While Deadpool is disappointed that Stylespool will not guide him to boy band stardom, he also is relieved that he will no longer have to fight for control of the movie. Eros also cushions the blow by promising him an autograph from Kingo once he is rescued from Arishem's clutches. Because of course, Deadpool would be a huge fan of Kingo's Bollywood career. The film could end with Deadpool and Wolverine returning to Earth 10,005, where his friends have arranged a karaoke party to help him achieve a boy band night, even if it's just for a small bar, rather than the roaring crowns of millions.
Motherfucker! Right? It's like an armadillo fucked a gremlin, angrily, in a bed of gonorrhea.
In a mid-credit scene, Eros and Pip could return to the main MCU timeline once more, even firmer in their resolve to help free the rest of the Eternals from Arishem, setting the course for Harry Styles' Eros and the Eternals to become bigger players in the MCU's future. Their scene being the mid-credits scene could be a homage to their first appearance in the MCU.
Friends are in big trouble. And we know where to find them.
One of the biggest complaints against the MCU's latest phases has been the large amount of characters and plot threads introduced without proper conclusions or true integration into the main story arc of the multiverse. The Eternals was one of the most ambitious of these projects, introducing a team of heroes who have been fighting to protect the Earth for centuries, only to discover that the Earth is meant to be sacrificed for the birth of a Celestial. The team does save the Earth in the end, as in most MCU films. Still, the plot is far less grounded than many other MCU projects, with the focus on immortal beings reckoning with their creation and their purpose instead of the typical superheroes found throughout the rest of the MCU. While the Eternals did not perform well with audiences, the film's ambitious storyline does need to be resolved, especially since it ended on a cliffhanger. While Eternal's tone was far more serious, a lighthearted reminder of the movie could help set the film back on track and at least pave the way for them to get a proper ending. While this plot theory may seem ridiculous and outlandish, Deadpool and Wolverine has proven that there is not anything too far-fetched for Deadpool to take on. He's saved the multiverse before, and he can also help save abandoned Marvel plotlines from the Void in the future. Do you think that there could be a way to reintegrate the Eternals into the current MCU storyline? Could Harry Styles make a good Deadpool variant? What ways do you think Deadpool should be made part of the MCU's future storylines? Tell us your theories about possible future Deadpool variants and how the Eternals might return to the MCU. Remember to subscribe for more plot theories and discussion of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thanks for joining us at CBR.